Well, welcome everyone to our little bit of a prop overview for the Europe DLC. Welcome in everyone, my name is Leaf and as always, it is so great to have you guys here. Before we get started, I do want to give a quick little shout out to my friends over at Frontier for graciously giving me this key a little bit earlier than expected. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a surprise. I cannot thank you guys enough, and I really do hope everyone responds well to this pack. And they better, because look at all this juicy goodness that we're getting into today. We have over 250 new props and a lot of love to go around. But we're going to end it over there, but we're going to start it right over here with something simple, okay? We're going to start it off with the animal enrichment. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because I don't usually cover these in the prop overviews, but these are awesome. So obviously you guys will be able to see these in the animal showcases I'm going to have going forward. Not really sure when I'm actually going to start laying those out, but I hope you guys enjoy those when those do come out. First of all, we do have the goat climbing mountain. So this will be for the ibex, and if I am correct, I think the doll sheep might be able to use it as well. Yes, the doll sheep will use it as well. So that's going to be a really awesome addition for a very awesome animal. It's also flexi-color, so it does fit in with the faux rocks, so you can definitely like place these right there and color them right next to them and have them match up perfectly. So that's going to be really, really awesome to see for all of your already previously made exhibits. But we have a lot of awesome other things too, and something that I really wanted to get into were the burrows. We're not going to get too deep into the mechanics of these guys, but they're relatively simple. This is pretty much how I expected them to be. They have a small little thing right under them, and you can link them up to billboards as well. So if I just grab a billboard right there, we should be able to pop in here, and yeah, you can kind of see like how they look in here. That is insane to see the level of detail, and if I am correct, we should be able to kind of put props in there. So you will be able to actually decorate in that. I was not expecting that to happen. Oh, maybe you're not able to. That's a little different. What if we actually enter, not first person mode, but what if we actually go into Ansel? I want to see if they actually show up in there, or if it's just a complete separate entity. Okay, maybe I just got unlucky with the placement of that. I know we're kind of stalling on this, but I really want to figure this out because I'm as much in the dark as you guys are. We're just going to deselect that and push that down even more. Now let's actually see that. Yep, so you can actually put props inside a burrow, so that's going to be really cool to see. And you can also link these up to animal burrows as well, so you can link that right in there, and you can see the animals go right in there. I'm not sure if we can place a rock right under there. Oh my gosh, that renders in real time. Obviously, it's not like the quickest thing to come out, but that is really cool. So if you are planning on like editing your burrows, definitely do use these. I'll actually have like a burrow tutorial later on. That's a really good idea. But moving on from there, I'll just get rid of all that stuff. We have these really awesome things as well. Climbable natural platforms. These guys look like they're made out of wicker, and they are flexi-color. I'm going to be sure to let you guys know whenever anything is flexi-color. So these are new habitat items. The animals should be able to use these kind of like bedding, as well as these. So these are the climbable natural bridges. These guys are perfect for animals traversing their tiny little habitats, as well as staff. So let's just say you have a small little river going over your exhibit. These guys are perfect for that. Flexi-color as well. Oh my gosh. Now, this was a little bit of a surprise for me. These are the climbable natural branches, and animals should be able to climb on these. So hopefully later down the line, we will be integrating these within Tiergarten. What's the name of my store again? It's always so hard to pronounce. Wilhelmsdorf. So that's going to be really cool to see. And we do have the climbable natural trunk as well. So those are some really awesome additions to make your habitats looking a lot more naturalistic. Frontier, I gotta say, you are listening to the community so well, and we're not even 5 minutes in. So that is amazing. But let's talk a little bit about Foliage, speaking of your animal habitats. Frontier! Oh my gosh, the devs, I love you! Oh my gosh, I gotta fly over to England and give you all bottles of wine or something, because these are perfect. So in addition to our faux rocks from before, we actually have smaller faux rocks as well. So these are going to be awesome for those tiny little minute details. So that's going to be really splendid to have as well. If you're really a big fan of smaller exhibits and decorating in a lot smaller scale, that is awesome for you as well. But let's check out all these plants. So obviously these are the periwinkle leaves. These are the ones that we saw within the first Lynx reveal, and they look beautiful. I love the different variations of color that we get with these. This one feels like it's more suited for like taiga environments. This one a little bit more so temperate, and I love the flowers in here too. That is perfect, and I'm sure that they integrate really well within each other. So that is actually really cool to see. I'm very excited to see how you guys are going to use those. But here we also have the dog rose bush. So I know that these guys are typically more so kept for, I would say more so your city life, more so decorating in those little pots. We'll actually get to those little pots later, hint hint. But these guys are beautiful for all your city decorations, and as well as temperate and like forest decorations. In addition to that, we also have quite a little bit of surprise. We have grapevines. I mean, what good is a Europe pack without getting a little bit of wine in there? Am I right? Am I right? So you guys can have all your sip and strolls at your zoos, especially with these tiny little wine. Wow, this is pre-wine, if I'm correct in saying that. These little grape bunches. I love them. They're grape guys. Now, with that being said, we also have a lot of awesome new foliage as well. We have the Aleppo pine trees, which are perfect for like more so your Eastern European zoos. They're looking absolutely splendid right there. It's really cool to get pine trees that aren't like your typical, you know, spruces. It's really cool to get them growing in more so this fashion. And the detail when you actually get close up to them is amazing as well. I wasn't sure about these ash trees because I don't remember them looking this good, but I think Frontier went back and redid them because they look beautiful now. They're a little bit darker than how I remember, but in case if I'm wrong, we're just going to skip over them. Now, these ones are what I think everyone are going to start using so much more now. These are the cork oak trees, and they are beautiful. I love the texture on them. Let me get a little bit closer so you guys can kind of see. Look at that high quality detail right there. I love them so much. So these guys are going to be perfect for literally any zoo, wherever you're based. These guys will be your bread and butter going forward. So that is beautiful to see. And my personal favorite are the olive trees, guys. I went to Greece not only like probably 8 years ago, but still, I want to go back ever since I went. But these are so freaking beautiful. Obviously, the small ones are going to be good for smaller exhibits and stuff of that sorts. But this big boy right here, look how chunky this guy is. This is insane. I always love the older olive trees because they just feel so European. And this hits it out of the park right here. Just the detail in here. You can see the olives growing right on there. I spent some time in Morocco as well. So seeing these come into play is amazing. So freaking spectacular. Now, with all that being said, we are going to move on to the facilities. And one of the things I know a lot of people are excited about are these stalls. And this is literally it. This is all that they have, and this is exactly what I would want when it comes to, you know, boxless shops and stuff of that sort. While I would like to kind of have these more tiny decorations, they absolutely made this perfect with how bare bones it is. And I don't think that they're flexi color, unfortunately, so that is a little bit of a shame. But, you know, you could definitely put some planks over that so that you could hide that really bright orange and red textures. But still, that is amazing nonetheless. And they even have one for Bernie's Bakes as well. And Jens did say that, no, it was Tim. Tim did say that we will see an update in the future that will include a lot more of these. So do keep your eyes on the horizon for those. And you also have these beautiful little shop shells with the European food trucks. That's going to be really awesome as well. So seeing you guys make your own little food trucks is great. I can't wait to see everything that you guys do with that. Also, Frontier, listen, I know you guys are probably listening because I hate to say it, but half of these were mods before. But please, if you print out this license plate, I want it so badly. I collect license plates, and that's going to be really, really cute. Hell, I'll even make one myself at that rate. But that is really cool, but let's move on to the rest of the actual facilities. We have your coach entrance and we have your boat entrance. These are going to be really awesome ways to integrate, you know, guest facilitation within your park. So if they arrive by boat or if they arrive by coach, you have that all set out for you. I know a lot of people worked with like Ricey's car in the past and like Ricey's coach, but these are absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see you guys start to integrate these in all of your parks, especially water-based parks. I love this. This is so freaking fantastic. And they are flexy as well and come with scenery options. So if you want a bright old red bus, there you go. You got your old London Bridge is coming down. I don't really know what I'm saying anymore. But here we have the restaurants. So the guests, as you can kind of see, will be able to come in right through here. If you pop into first person, you simply walk up to the counter, you say Ubala, and then you walk out and you grab your food. But that's really cool that they modeled the interior of this, but they left it open so that you're able to build around it. Let's just say you want like an open concept restaurant. This is going to be absolutely amazing for that. I love all these props in here as well. It looks fantastic. And let's talk about these. These are perfect for when you want to start building your restaurants. These are the restaurant table diners. And these are going to be really awesome for when it comes to making your own restaurants. I know a lot of zoos around the world have these kinds of tables and chairs in there, so that's going to be really cool to see. And you can link them up with the restaurants, and you can change the colors. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so cool. They turned out so good. I love how high quality they are. And the same goes for these as well. Also, you can just place them up in the sky. I think that's kind of fun. I hope they don't take that out because I love that. So those are flexi color as well as the patio heaters. I know a lot of people don't really think of this kind of stuff, but this is exactly what you think of when you think of realism, especially when it comes to Europe. When I was over there, I saw these all the time, so having these in the game is going to be really, really good as well for realism and building like all your restaurants and stuff. Now, of course, this is my favorite thing in here, without a doubt. I'm sorry, but the new paths, or should I really say new? These are from Planet Coaster, if I remember correctly. They had the same like kind of cobblestone path texture, but this is amazing. If you guys remember, I have a lot of issues with the paths. I'm not really the biggest fan of them. The asphalt is usually my go-to. I also use the dark asphalt as well, tree bark, but once you get to like the mosaic, once you get to like the lodge wood, gravel, sometimes I can kind of use, but all the DLC ones have not been the nicest. I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of the DLC paths. Some of them are actually god ugly, but seeing Frontier tackle what is easily the most useful path is amazing to have nonetheless. So that's really great right there. Thank you so much, guys. Now, we're moving on to all the scenery. We have a lot of scenery to cover. We have over 250 new props, and some of those were back there, but these are going to be your heavy hitters over here. So these are the new, if I can find the actual name for them, European Rustic Stone Wall. So these guys look beautiful. This is exactly what I would want out of flagstone. And it looks insane as well. It feels so detailed. They did such a good work on the bump map, so they'll like look beautiful when it comes down to shade. And it looks so 3D. Even though they are 2D planes, it's going to be really awesome to integrate stuff like that. And guess what, guys? Indeed, they are flexi color. Yeah, so this is like the flexi color pack, I like to say it. This is everything I have ever wanted out of a Planet Zoo pack, and this just, it's the gift that keeps on giving. So if you guys do want these beautiful cobblestone textures, definitely do go check out this pack because it is amazing. Now moving on from there, we have a lot of different things to get into. I'm just going to breeze through most of these because we do have the tier list right after. So these are your general architectural decorations. I know Mr. Silverette will love these. These are your European roofs, gables, and such like that. These are very Dutch inspired, as well as like, you know, from the Amsterdam, Netherlands, even Brussels too. I saw some architecture kind of like that. So if you guys are hoping to have a lot more influence from Europe, this is going to be the pack for you. Even though, you know, I know Silverette's still gonna make his own custom stuff. You go, buddy, you go. Now, over here, we have some very useful things when it comes to zoos. These over here are gonna be your European marquee roofs. These guys are beautiful as well, and they're flexi color. Who could complain about that? Moving on from there, we also have these nice little, I forget what you call these. I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me. This is my first time playing with everything in here. This is a European cast iron fence. It is very simple. It is very modest. And you can even do some very fun stuff with it as well. You could double it up on each other so it looks a little bit more ornate. It looks amazing, and they're all flexi color. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Moving on from there, we also have the European bells, as well as this general brass pack over here, I like to call it. So these are all flexi color. That's going to be awesome for like all your in-depth statues and whatnot. And we also have European candle holders, and we also have candles as well, so you could kind of, you know, hide your candles in there maybe. You could even, like, you know, put them right on top or something, I don't know, or you could keep them alone. These are going to be really awesome for your restaurants as well. Let's just say you're having a nice high-class joint. Definitely not my cup of tea, but say you want a little candle in the middle of everything, that's going to be perfect for you right there. Now, what we also have are the neon lights. So these, well, these are the LED tubes. So you can flexi color them all you want, and if you turn the whole game tonight, they will glow up in the dark, and we have a lot of awesome lights to get into as well. We can check them all out in the dark later. And you just saw those ones over there. Why not? Let's get right to them. We have a bunch of neon signs, and we also have the other animal signs. They're very much Christmas and winter themed, which I love for this time of year. That is absolutely amazing to see. And we do have these lights. I thought they were like anti-pigeon lights before. Not really lights, but they are flexi colors. So if you do have like those, you know, modest green lights, you can definitely do stuff like that. That's going to be really awesome to see. You have your antlers and stuff as well. And you do have these wonderful lights for restaurants. I can definitely see these already being integrated in some African themed areas. That looks amazing. Oh my gosh. And we also have this new clock piece. I don't really like to use the clock pieces all that much, but hey, listen, it's your time to shine if you do. So moving on from there, you know what? Okay, no, we'll get into this stuff first. This is the marquee. These are just essentially, you know, kind of, I guess you could kind of describe these as, kind of like sunshades, I guess. They're more so used for, like, you know, outdoor areas for restaurants and shops and the like. But I can see you guys using these for a lot of sunshades around your zoos in particular, as well as this nice piece right there. And they are flexi color, of course, so if you want like a bright green one, go for it. And now, I guess you guys have been waiting for this one all the while. We finally have decals. Oh my gosh. Listen, these are easily what make this pack. Decals are what take your zoo from poo to new, alright? Or not really new, it makes it look a lot older, but by that standard, it'll make it look so much better. So we have a bunch of different variants in here. I'm just going to gloss through them all. They are all flexi color. Keep that in mind. You can see all the flexi color channels within like all the pieces that I outlaid right over here. But oh my gosh. So we have brick ones right there. We have your general like stucco kind of like blips in the wall right there. We have a couple more scratches right over there. A bunch more scratches and gashes. We have these beautiful peeking outs of the stone over there, which goes to match the stone set that we saw before. That's going to be really awesome for like lore building and stuff. We have these brick pieces, which actually match the base game brick set. And we have all this mold and moss. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see what you guys do with these. These are disgusting in all the right ways. And in addition to that, we also have ones for the corners as well. And they are affected by bump maps as well. At least that's what I call them. So they do have a little bit of texture and 3D depth going on with them. I am so amazed with how Frontier was able to do all of these. This is what makes the pack for me. Now moving on from there, let's get into all the bridge stuff, because it's not really my favorite, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. They're pretty good for like your old school building styles. I really love this piece in particular. I really love that. You know what that's going to be really good for? This is going to be really good for like your large plazas, because it already has like, you know, all those markings in there. So if you're hoping to have like those large entryway plazas with differing like, you know, stone textures and stuff, that's going to be really cool to see right there. I'm so excited to see how those come out with all you guys. But that is pretty much it for all of those. Some of these aren't flexi colors, so that is a little bit of a shame. Speaking of those, the caps are though, so that's pretty good at least. And I think you should be able to do like a full circle, or maybe not. You can't really do a full circle, but I'm sure one of you wizards can. We also have these beautiful bridge pieces down here for, you know, dressing up these pieces. We have one that kind of fits. I'm not sure which one that fits, but it looks beautiful nonetheless. It's a nice, beautiful wood texture, and I'm sure you guys are going to get a lot of mileage out of these. They look beautiful, perfect for boardwalks in particular. That looks really cool. And we also have these limestone pieces as well, and this is actually something I wanted to check a while ago, but I never really did get to. The limestone pieces are flexi-color now. Yes, Frontier has updated all of these so that they're flexi-color. This makes me the happiest little boy in the world. I'm gonna have like this hot neon pink zoo, guys. This is gonna be so great. Oh my gosh. And we also have these bridge pieces. These guys are perfect for, you know, literally any bridge that you're trying to make over water. Flexi-color as well, and you have these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trims right here. They're all flexi-color, guys. All the flexi-color in here makes me so happy. And we also have these pieces over here, European bridge platforms. I think these should be able to be used alongside with these. I don't really know the purpose of them though, so if you guys do figure that out, definitely do let me know in the comments down below. I'm still probably going to be like twiddling my thumbs trying to figure out those later down the line. We also have these tiny, tiny, tiny planters, and this is amazing for all of your city zoos if you do like building in that style. They're flexi-color as well, and they come with a new mulch piece. And I think if we check the mulch from over here, and if I untick that, the mulch patch is actually smaller, a lot smaller than the biggest mulch size in the game. So these are going to be great for terrariums as well, guys. Do keep that in mind. That's going to be really cool going forward. And we also have the cantilever bridge over here. You have two different like things for it, so guests can walk over it. It fits the angle snap very well, so I'm just going to do like a rough estimate right here. It perfectly matches up. Obviously, I'm doing a kind of rough one right there, but it's perfect if you're trying to have a lot more of a zoo centered on infrastructure, I guess. I can definitely see that in like the main street of Kawali or something. But moving forward, we have all these awesome bridges. One has the limestone texture, one has a brick texture that goes along with the painted brick. That all looks beautiful. But what I want to get into is all of this stuff over here. We have some ceiling fans, which are going to be great. I believe these are also flexi-color. Yeah, they are. Oh my gosh. This is the flexi-colored pack, and it could not make me more happier. So also in addition to that, we have this beautiful Venetian set. And you can see they are flexi-color, so if I do change these out, you guys can see like just how useful they can be. I don't know, I'm very excited to see what you guys make with those. And we have the new gondolas. They're very high themed for my taste. Not really my cup of tea, but they are looking absolutely beautiful. And we also have the gondola cushions for like all of your more so lounge areas. So it's going to be really refreshing not to use like the, what was it, the sack? Yeah, I remember we always used to use the sack as well as like this one too. So it's going to be really cool to get some more color in there. That's great. And that's what the stock gondola looks like. Nothing crazy. We also have the memorial plaques as well. These guys are really cool. So you can see a lot of animal information. So John, listen, you could say you're Sib CDC. Yeah, shout out to my boy Sib. And you can change his species. So let's just say he's Belgian. I know some of my Belgian members in the audience may appreciate that, but you can also change the sex, maturity, you can change the age, yada yada yada, and that will all be like right on there for all of you guys. So that is really, really cool. Now, something I want to show you guys right here, I would have fixed this before, but this is something I wanted to show off right now. You guys may notice that these are moving. We finally have animated props that aren't just like the mecharoo. So we do have moving flags now. So that is going to be really awesome to see your parks come to life. Even like just the simple movements of the wind and stuff. I'm not sure if like rain might affect it. I'll turn on the rain, but these guys are all flexi color. That's going to be really cool to see. We also have the pennants. We have the shields too. I know that's like the Bavarian kind of look right there. You just need to change that to blue and then you're all set. But guys, this is going to be So cool to see all of you guys use these parts. It's so insane. Even castles. I can't wait to see the castles that you guys make with all that. That's going to be so cool. So if we turn on the rain, it seems like it doesn't affect flag movement, so that's a little bit of a shame, but that's fine. So over here we also have some new trims for the European stained windows, so we'll check those out in a little bit. They are flexi-color. I'm not really too big of a fan of these. They feel a little bit too themed for my taste. I'm not sure if we could actually make that all null, so let's just say we make that all white. Yeah, they still have those designs in there, but that is cool. You know what I can kind of see already? Is people using these for like little arts and crafts sections is like, you know, colored in paper. So I know a lot of like zoos tend to have like kids sections where you have like animal drawings and crayons out, so maybe kids can like, you know, come in here and like color your little squirrel, I guess. Why do we have a squirrel in there? That's weird. But that's going to be really cool to see as well. We have shutters for your windows. These guys are extremely simple, and I can't... Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so happy with all of this. They're simple, same on both sides, and they're all flexi colors, so that's going to be really awesome to see. We have all the new animal signs, which you guys put together kind of like this. Or you could just have, like, you know, deformed animals. You could play mix and match, so you could have, like, a lynx on an ibex head. I don't really know what you guys are into, but hey, I'm not judging over here. This is a judgment-free zone. Now, over here, we also have the signs put together. Those are looking mighty snazzy as well. We have these pieces over here. We have this, like, corrugated iron. I'm not sure if it's 3D. Yeah, it is 3D, so that's going to be really awesome to see. I think what they actually did over here, they have two 2D planes from the looks of it to give it a little bit more depth, and that works extremely well over there. So these guys will be really friendly for PCs, especially lower end PCs if you do run on one, so definitely start to use those a lot more. We also have a bunch more iron pieces, so these are really cool to see. So if you guys are hoping to have, like, you know, knives, I don't know what you guys are into, who knows. I know that all the Bro Nation people will be like, yeah, I see that, I see, you know, custom-made bench with that or something. I don't know. They're crazy over there, but it's going to be really cool to see you guys start to integrate those within your builds as well. We also have all your animal signs as well. These are in the form of flags this time. So you have a lot of Germanic-inspired flags. And we also have the signposts and LED, like, signposts as well. These guys are going to be really useful, especially this piece. Like, these are really tiny, and guess what, guys? They are flexi-color. So they're metal texture, which, you know, it's a little bit of a shame when it comes to some more in-depth building pieces, but that's really awesome to have right there as well. Now the LEDs, that's going to be really cool to see as well. These guys are flexi-color, so if you want, like, black ice cream, I guess, licorice, I guess that makes sense, that's going to be really cool as well. And of course, you have your stained glass. These guys are based off of the story, which makes me so happy. You can see all the animals playing their instruments, so that's really cute. And they also light up at night, just like all your normal windows will. Okay, maybe I did lie. Actually, no. They're starting to light up a little bit. They have a little bit of luminescence on them. But guys, that is it for all of the props. Oh my gosh. We have a lot of awesome props, guys. But you know what? We're going to take a little bit of a trip down here. I set up something over here. This is the Nicholas Line Rider Memorial Tier List. Listen, guys, I know Nick's been gone for a little bit, but I gotta carry on the tradition for him. Definitely go show him some love. If you see him around, like, the Discord servers or something, tell him you miss him, tell him you love him. Give him all the love in the world, because that man deserves it. But, you know what? The tier list will not die, because we're doing it right now. So if I just change the theme to Europe, we can go through these all instantly. Now, already, S tier, these guys are screaming my name up here. These are the decals. Decals get number 1 on the tier list. I'm sorry, but these guys are perfect for your decoration, for literally everything in your zoos. I can't wait to see just how detailed your zoos are going to come out with all of these decals. That is great right there. Plus, they're flexi color as well. You guys are going to do some awesome stuff with that, and I can't wait to see that. Now, moving down the list, what else do we have? We have these signs, which, you know, they're pretty good. I would put them in C because they're just not really that useful. But the fact that the flags are animated, these guys instantly get knocked up a tier for that. I'm going to put them in B tier. Yeah, just because of their animations. That's great right there. European Belle. This one is a little bit too hyper themed for me, but these smaller pieces like the tridents and the little baubles, I guess you could kind of say, these guys are straight up A tier right there. They're going to be really awesome for custom statues in particular. I can't wait to see what people do with those. We also have the bridge pieces. I'm not really a big fan of the bridge pieces. These guys will be good for like general building, but because they're not flexi color, I'm knocking them down to, I'm gonna bring them down to C, because you could generally do that with any other prop, or even like the plaster pieces. I don't really know, guys. I don't know. I'm not really sold on these ones, but they're still useful nonetheless. Again, the flag pieces, they're gonna stay right over here because they are animated. The European bridge topper, I'm just picking and choosing out here. Listen, I'm doing this it's on a whim, I guess you could kind of say. These guys are going to be really useful for pathing and of the sorts, so that's great as well. They're going to be really good for planters, so they get an instant B tier. Moving on from there, the candles, just the small decorations. These are perfect for the S tier right up here. Right below them, though, these are the fences. I wish we had all of these pieces separate. That would make them like the perfect pieces, but that is my qualm with them right there. The corrugated iron fence, I'm sorry, that gets a C tier from me. They're not really my kind of style, but I'm sure people out there will find some good use for them. The entire fan set, though, you guys know where my heart lies. They're going all the way up there, as well as the light pieces and fixtures right up there. Coaches, just because we didn't get any other cars, I'm actually going to throw them just in A tier. Nothing too crazy. I would definitely love some smaller ones. Maybe even a school bus would have been nice. I'm not sure if Europe actually has the same bright yellow school buses that we have over here in the States, but that's just how I feel. These Christmas lights, okay, I'm going to throw them in this corner right here because I love Christmas lights and Christmas decorations in zoos. And I can't wait to see like Sugar Pine and, you know, my upcoming zoos and all that. So they get a solid A tier for me. We got these shields, which are going to be really useful for props as well. I'm just going to throw them over here in A tier because they are beautiful. And they're going to be really, really versatile because they're relatively simple, you know? And if you flip them all the way around, you get some really interesting things. You get these kind of like blips over here. So I'm not sure if you guys are like art piece wizards, but you may be able to make some really cool signage with that as well. Now moving on from there, the cantilever bridge, it is extremely detailed, which I do appreciate, but it's not really my cup of tea. I prefer building my stuff custom, but you know what? I'm going to throw it in C tier because it really is pretty cool. Now these limestone pieces, these guys are going to be knocked up just a smidge. I'm going to throw them over here in A tier because they are quite beautiful. And in addition to that, I also have these fairy lights. These guys are looking snazzy as well. Absolutely loving these. All the Christmas decorations make me happy. The planters, these get an instant S tier from me right over here. Just the fact that we have these are so good. And the lanterns, literally everything in here. These LED base. The LED signs, not really a big fan of. I would have preferred literally any other props besides these. So these are going to be pretty much our only D tier, kind of. I'm just not really a big fan of them in particular. I know a lot of other people may be, but these don't really scream European to me as well. So that is a little bit of a shame. But the clamp clamps its way up to S tier. I'm sorry. Now with the sign support, yep, we're going to give you S tier as well. And we also have the LEDs going right up for S tier. And we also have the ferry. Again, since the ferry is a little bit more specific to water, and most people don't really build zoos on the water, I'm going to throw you down to B tier right there. No offense, fairy, you're really awesome. I prefer you more so as like an entrance though. So that's my little thing right there. We have these end caps right here. I think these are actually... No, these are actually just base colors, so that's really awesome. No metal, no shininess, no nothing. We have the marquee beams, which are going to be really useful for climbing beams. We have these flags right there. That's going to be really good right there. These gables, I'm going to give them A tier, not because anything against them, but they're just not perfect. I wish we had these like separated into different pieces. That'd be really cool. The European gables, not really a big fan of. These hyper-specific architecture pieces aren't really my style, so they get knocked down right there. Stone walls, though, they get an instant S tier, especially because they have the panels. That's beautiful right there. And they're flexi-colored, too. We have the badgers and the animal signs right down here, because I do like them. They're just not my style. But you know what? They might be your style, so power to you. Especially with the stained glass. I love them. They did such a good job, but this is my tier list, guys. Not the perfect tier list, but this is my tier list. You know how it goes. Now, moving on from there, we also have the European clock. I'm just going to throw you right on the side of that. Shutters get an instant S tier from me. These guys are amazing. Oh my gosh. We have the gondola cushion and we have the hat. These guys are going to be really awesome to use. Decals, of course, stay in S tier. And the wooden gondola, I'm sorry guys, you're going right down there. But overall, I know this looks a little bit skewed, more so like all around, but this is the best scenery pack I have seen. And of course, all of these get S tier. I'm sorry, it's just right off the bat. All the scenery, all the props, all the foliage in here is perfect. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys love the European pack as much as I do. We'll stop it where we started it, with the little restaurant right here. We'll watch these guys earn their minimum wage, and we'll actually take off from here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the pack as much as I am right now, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care, and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.